All right, today we are diving into one of the wildest, most incredible stories from Giovanni Boccaccio's 14th century classic, the Decameron. Seriously, it's a tale about beauty, terrible luck, and the unbelievable power of a really, really good lie. So let's just start with the end, because it is an absolute bombshell. This is how Princess Alatiel's journey concludes. After everything she's been through, she gets married to a king, and he is 100% convinced that she is an untouched virgin. Right? That's the big question hanging over this whole story. How could a woman who has been passed between so many different men possibly restore not just her freedom, but her reputation so completely that she's seen as pure? Well, to figure that out, we gotta go all the way back to the beginning. Okay, so our story kicks off with Alatiel. She's the daughter of the Sultan of Babylon, which, by the way, in the 14th century actually meant the Sultan of Egypt. Just a little historical fun fact for you. Anyway, she was famous for being the most beautiful woman in the entire world, and her life was pretty much all planned out. She was on a ship heading off to marry the king of Algarve to seal a big political deal. You know, a perfect, predictable royal life. Until a massive storm changes absolutely everything. Her ship is completely destroyed. Her entire crew, all her attendants, gone. And she washes up a total castaway on a foreign island. And from this moment on, her fate is completely out of her hands. It now belongs to Fortuna, the notoriously fickle goddess of luck and chance. Now, what's really interesting is that before the chaos even starts, the guy telling the story, a character named Panfilo, he basically gives us a huge hint, a big warning about what's coming. He's pretty much saying, be careful what you wish for. The very things we want the most, like incredible beauty, can actually turn into a terrible curse. Instead of bringing you happiness, they can attract nothing but disaster. And for Alatiel, this is a grim prophecy that's about to come true in a big way. And yep, almost immediately, Alatiel's legendary beauty becomes this magnet for trouble. It kicks off this whirlwind of desire, greed, and violence as she gets passed from one man to the next. So this part of the story is it's a chaotic, bloody mess. First, she's found by Pericone, the lord of the island. But then his own brother, Murado, murders him and takes off with her. Then, on their ship, two captains kill Murado, and then they kill each other fighting over her. The lone survivor gives her to a prince, who is then murdered in his sleep by a duke who takes her for himself. And believe it or not, the madness doesn't even stop there. When all is said and done, over 4 absolutely insane years, she is passed between 9 different men. She is kidnapped, she is traded, she is stolen, dragged all across the Mediterranean from Spain to Greece to Turkey. Now, here's the crucial thing to get about this whole section. For most of this nightmare, Alatiel has no voice. She has no power. She can't speak the languages of the men who capture her, so she's just treated like this beautiful prize to be won. And Boccaccio does this on purpose. He wants to show us what happens when a person's life is left completely to the whims of fate. That after 4 years of being a pawn in this cruel game, her luck finally changes. She ends up in Cyprus, and for the first time, she gets a real chance to take back control of her own destiny. She spots a man she recognizes, Antigone, a guy who used to work in her father's court. This is huge. For the first time in years, she has someone she can trust, and more importantly, someone who actually speaks her language. She tells him everything that's happened, and together they come up with an absolutely brilliant plan. And here is the genius of their strategy. They don't just ask for help. They invent a whole new past for her. The horrific reality of the last 4 years? Gone. Erased, replaced by this perfect story of piety and purity. And her new story? Oh, it's a masterpiece. She claims she was rescued and taken in by nuns at a convent where she lived a devout life, learned their ways, and was eventually brought to Cyprus by some noble pilgrims. It is the perfect story, designed to be completely believable and to restore her honor without a single question being asked. So, armed with this incredible lie, Alatiel isn't just rescued, it's like she's completely reborn. Her reputation is now just as sparkling and pristine as it was the day she first set sail. And you know what? The lie works perfectly. The Sultan is so happy to have his virtuous daughter back. He showers rewards on everyone who supposedly helped her and immediately arranges for her to finally go marry the king she was supposed to meet 4 chaotic years ago. So, what's Boccaccio really getting at here? Well, this is the sharp, satirical heart of the story. He's making a brilliant point about society. He's showing that the story people believe about you, your reputation, can be way more powerful than the messy, complicated truth of your life. What matters isn't what really happened, it's what people think happened. And Boccaccio leaves us with this final, kind of cheeky proverb. He's basically saying that a little experience doesn't diminish a person's value. And hey, what people don't know can't hurt them. It's a final wink to the audience, a piece of irony that really makes you think. In a world obsessed with appearances, what's the truth really worth if nobody ever knows it?